are alive. We were back there just fighting. I don't know what happened. Okay, phew. I can get myself. Can I have my chair? Can I move it up? Okay. And we're alive. Okay. You want to go start? You want me to start? All right. Hi, I'm Kim.
I'm Matt.
And this is another page of episode of Pages from Rock Bottom. I'm sorry, my dogs got me all messed up back here. They were just fighting. It's fine. And tonight we are with Rye, and this is a segment called Through Her Eyes. He done took me off of my thing, and it's fine. I don't even know what he's doing right now. But hi, Rye. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So tell us about yourself, who you are, where you're from.
My name is Rye. I'm from Greenfield, and I grew up with two parents in active addiction, and it really kind of motivated me to want to work in treatment and help people through that kind of same thing, you know? That's what I'm really about, is helping other people.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Oh, dang, you are young. I was like, man, I remember when she was 18 and she started working at Brightview with us, and
Yeah.
that's when I think I met you before you started working at Brightview,
Yeah.
but then I really got to know you after you started Brightview.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Rye's from Greenfield. She's 20 years old. She grew up with a parent who was active addiction, who is now in recovery, Miss Ellen Daniels. You hear my dogs. I am so sorry. If you do hear them,
I can't.
I hear them. They're just like, what's shaking his head?
Wow.
They're being wild. All right. So, tell us like a little bit of about you growing up with a parent with an addiction.
So my mom, whenever I was younger, was, in active addiction, and it was always kind of like on and off. So it wasn't like a consistent thing. Like there was times where, like it would be rough and we were going through that. But I was with my grandpa full time, and he took care of me and like did everything he could to support me and give me the world. So I did struggle, with my mom being in and out, and seeing the patterns that I did and wondering why I was so different than like the kids that I was going to school with, and why my home life was so different, and like I couldn't really relate to anybody around me. But it wasn't always awful. Like there would be times where my mom was in like treatment in Portsmouth or something like that, and I always enjoyed going to the meetings with the girls and being at the houses with all the girls that she lived with. I always thought that they were all so sweet and I liked them. Like I would draw them pictures, like so it would bounce back and forth. Like there was a lot of instability. Like there would be the good times, and then
Yeah.
would happen or something like that, and it would kind of repeat the cycle.
Yeah. It reminded me when you said that about what she said, because Bella said that the other day.
Yeah.
She was wanting to know like why it was so different for her, because she
Mhm.
felt left out at school because all the other kids at school got to live with their parents, and she just
Yeah.
didn't absolutely understand why she couldn't live with hers.
Yeah.
So you were so brought me back to that, because she was
Yeah.
talking about how she just felt so left out. She just doesn't understand.
Yeah, you feel like you're just like so different, and you kind of feel like really like outside compared to everybody else, because you're not like everybody around you. Like you don't live that everyday life, mom and dad in the home, siblings in the home, like happy, everything's great, like at your home it's your grandpa and your mom's there sometimes, or sometimes she's in jail, and like why is my friend's mom not in jail? Like like you don't really, it's hard to connect with the people around you because some of them aren't going through the same things, and you can't really like express what you're going through, because it can be like embarrassing at times. You're like, I don't want people to know that about me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't define you, like at the end of the day, or your family at all. But it's hard to connect with the people around you because you don't know that they're not going through the same thing as you.
Right. Especially when you don't even truly understand what's going on
Going
anyway.
on,
Yeah.
just that like you're just really out of control.
Understandable. That's so weird. I guess it was meant for us to have this this episode with you because like we're going through that with Bella right now. I think probably all of them, but she's more vocal about it. Yeah. And she's trying to understand like why now, like with her mom being sober, why can't she live with us?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you really got me. That helped me a lot. I can give some feedback to her now. You know what I mean? Thank you. Um, were there moments that you felt alone or unsupported? I know you just said that, but like, did you feel unsupported by like your mother or just your whole family or just?
I mean, like I at times like, but it was also I had a hard time letting my mom in, like after like that last time that she went and got help and came home and was sober. It was always like waiting on that shoe to drop. When is it gonna happen again? I can't let you in to like know anything about me or be my mom in any kind of way because who are you? You've never been here and I can't trust you. Like I have to protect myself. Like you've done it time and time again. Like it's just going to keep happening. So there were like that would obviously like create distance between us because walls. I had my walls built up and I wouldn't let anybody in. But at the same time, I had my papa, and he was like my number one support. And like I always like he knew everything. He helped me with everything. Like so, I always felt 100% supported by him. And I knew deep down that my mom supported me, but it was hard to allow her in. There was just a really like a distance, like a break between us.
Yeah. Did you resent her for doing
Yeah,
what she was doing?
I struggled with resentment for a really long time. Like oh, like why would you do that to me? Like why would you put me through that? Like I resent you. Like I don't want you in my life anymore because you did that to me. Like I'm gonna go be a big girl and be on my own. Like resentment was definitely a really hard phase that I went through, but it was also one of the phases that like taught me the most because that's whenever like I really got out there and bumped my head and fell on my ass and to figure it out again.
Yeah.
And then that also kind of made me think of like forgiveness. Like that resentment was there. Okay, go through that. Your feelings are valid, but also at the same time, like you have to forgive people. Like that's not right. Like she did so much work to get sober and be home and be there like to a point. Like forgiveness is but also like it takes time. Like you have to ease into it and go through the different phases like resentment and things like that. Like
I mean, that's it. In certain ways, for someone on the opposite side of me, like forgiveness is earned.
mm-hmm.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency for sure. That is definitely consistency. I agree with that too because as you see it, like okay, you're continuing. Like you're not messing up again.
Right.
Like as you see that in time and you heal and like I put in work and therapy and things like that. Like I really worked through my trauma. That's whenever you kind of earn that forgiveness and you start to kind of put that in play.
Yeah.
Do you still have that fear at all?
A good question.
For the longest time, I really, really did like struggle with it. Like I can remember whenever I was little and like if me and my mom just got in like an argument over like something just every day, like mother daughter, like I don't want her done that way. Like we get in an argument and she'd be frustrated and leave. And every time she would leave, like I was like, oh, she's gonna go get high. Like it's my fault. Like I had that fear for the longest time, but I think whenever I full-time moved in with my mom for the first time whenever I was in the 11th grade, that's when that really like started to dissipate because I was with her every day.
Yeah.
I saw that wasn't it wasn't gonna happen. Like, at least, you know, I stopped fearing it. That fear dissipated then, but I struggled with it for a really, really long time.
Was it easier for you to like be when you was with her for you to learn like her patterns, like her outbursts? What would make her like?
Yeah.
Did you know what buttons to push?
Yeah, and I knew what buttons to push whenever I was little too. I mean, like,
Right.
I've been in and out, but like she was there a good bit. Like, I could tell, you know, like if I'm gonna, you know, be a crybaby about getting my hair done, like she's gonna get frustrated.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was always production.
Oh. And I know like I like the answer to this next question, but anybody outside of your grandfather, was there anybody else that you could turn to for guidance?
As I got older, I would say my junior and senior year, that's whenever I met Charlie and Leslie and Justin and everybody. And I was working for them at the time, and they have been a huge support to me, you know, like really just came together and has been there for me, like through so much. But other than them, it was really just, you know, like my papa and my mom.
I know you have a younger sister.
Yeah.
You guys have a good relationship,
Yeah,
right?
we're really, really close for a long time. I was glad whenever we were younger, our relationship was kind of like strained in a way because we weren't together all the time, and that was something that I struggled with too. Like, oh, like why is my sister not here? Like everybody else gets to be with their sister every day, and I don't have my sister here, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody else fights with their little sister, but I don't fight with my little sister because I'm not with her enough to fight with her. Like me and her are like besties, you know?
Aww.
So like even as she got a little bit older and she had her own phone and, you know, things like that, we really started to like hang out more and create like a really tight bond. Like I literally like looking in a mirror, like looking at me and her. So Phoebe's
You
always
guys are cute together. Some of them pictures your mom sent me, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then that one, I said, oh God, I had to send it to I said, look at Rye.
Yeah, I love Phoebe.
Yeah. Did we did this one?
Mm-hmm.
So growing like now, how would you we're gonna get to that later, but I want to know like how's your guys' relationship now? Like in this moment, how would you describe your guys' relationship?
Within the past year, I would definitely say like there has been so much like growth, you know, because before the past year, I was still like stuck in that resentment, and I was just turning 18 and graduating, and, you know, just got my license, and, you know, like I was ready to be a big girl, and like, you know, I was all mad at my mom and mad at life, and, you know, and I did a lot of things that I regret, and, you know, like that resentment came out in a lot of, you know, wrong way. But within the past year, I've done a lot of work within myself, you know, and drawn a lot closer in my faith, and, you know, realized the importance of forgiveness, you know, and that's really helped me like so much. So I would say within the past year, like it's been, I've noticed, you know, my walls are let down a lot more vulnerable, you know, like I'm more comfortable to be vulnerable, and, you know, like I don't worry about getting hurt, you know. So there's been a lot of growth within the past year.
That's good. That word keeps coming up. Go ahead.
More vulnerable.
Yeah. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable.
Yeah, I struggled
big
with it for a really long time. Like I always like thought that I had to be like, oh, like all big, bad, and tough. Like, oh, nothing bothers me ever. Like I'm fine.
Knowing that you're not.
Yeah, like I'm literally falling apart, but like on the outside, I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Don't talk to me. I'm fine. What are you talking about?
Well, it's hard because then that means you really have to look at yourself and what's really truly going on with you, inside you. I know I still do it. I'm always like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Well, putting up walls helps fuel that resentment that you're not ready to forgive you.
Yeah.
That's good too. For sure. Well, I'm glad that you guys have, you know, mended and continued to work on your guys' relationship. And it's awesome to see that you've grown so much within a year within yourself to say, hey, I've been a butt for the past whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm working on that. So that's
Mhm.
awesome.
Like
And I like
projection
yourself to be vulnerable.
is something that like I've always struggled with. Like just projecting everything and like the wrong, like bottling it up, and then it like all eventually gets projected in like the wrong way. So it's like I'm mad at life and I'm mad at the world, and then it's just gonna get projected on you because that's what was easiest at the moment, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like,
It's easy to find that punching bag, especially when somebody you feel who's not been there for you, or yeah, someone you blame for most of the things going wrong in your life.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure my kids are going to be like that too, growing up. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that initial hit of it. I still have a daughter who's, she's your age, a little older than you, who still
Yeah.
won't talk to me. So, there's not much I can do about it besides just sit and wait. When she's ready, she'll be ready. Maybe she'll allow herself to be vulnerable, Rye, and
Yeah.
and let me in.
Like me and my mom had a moment like where we didn't speak, but whenever I was ready to, like after I had done work and, allowed myself to process and feel the emotions and, like tell myself, you're valid for how you feel, but okay, you've sat in it and you've processed it, but that's not like the rest. Like you're not going to sit and live in it, like there's no point in that. So whenever I was ready to come back to, speaking with my mom and, try and rekindle that relationship, she was there. Always.
So,
There was a couple times that like I tried to come back and talk to her, and then we'd get into it again, and it'd be all over again. But every time that I was ready to kind of step back in, she was there.
Always there.
so working on the recovery side, like, did it make it easier to help you forgive and kind of see her side of things, or?
Yes, it had, because I mean I worked at Brightview, so I was with those people all day, like as their medical assistant, getting their vitals and everything. Like they'd start to talk to you and tell you things, and like tell you about their own kids and things like that. And it's I've always been able to tell them like it's worth it to like get better. Like my parents were in addiction. Like I'm not just some person and I have no clue what you're going through, and I'm trying to act like I do. Like I can relate to you in a way, like it's worth it. Like your kid will appreciate it so much,
Yeah.
Like really, that I've been through it personally helped me with empathy, and then like seeing their side of it more. Like I was able to kind of understand more of what my mom was going through, and also learning that like it truly is an illness, like they don't choose it.
Yeah. No, not at all. At
Yeah.
all. I think it's something that it chooses us realistically. It's something that originally starts off for fun and then turns into something that you never even imagined was going to happen.
Gosh,
You
yeah.
know? Yeah, and it just completely takes over your mind and it tells you what to do.
Like it's your whole. I mean, like I struggled with alcohol. Like whenever
Yeah.
I first, like got older and was like trying to do my own thing, like make my own moves. Like I struggled with drinking. Like I could not, like that was my issue.
Your
So
escape.
it like takes over your whole life.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize like addiction is a biopsychosocial. So biologically, like I was predisposed with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that monster was already inside me.
Mm-hmm.
Psychologically, I had anxiety and depression and everything else. So, and then socially, I could never relate to kids my own age, so I would always hang out with kids that were older than me.
Older, yeah. Like you feel like you're, 13, 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's who you feel most comfortable around and you don't feel so judged.
You're around people who like me personally, like I struggle with it to this day. Like I'm around people who are my age and like they're just not in the same headspace, and it's just like,
yeah,
it's like I can't relate with you. Like I had to grow up a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. You said it. You hit it right on the head. Like you had to grow up a lot quicker. And we don't realize as parents what we do to our child physically, mentally, emotionally. We don't realize what we do. And we do to you guys. We don't realize it. And
Well, I honestly had it set in my head like the best thing I could do for my daughter was to give her
oh
a
yeah,
lift.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who's doing what's
Like
best for him?
at that time, I was no good to anybody. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like I lived with my papa because my mom knew like I was safe there, you know. Like I would have everything I need and want, and she would come see me, and if she was, too bad messed up, she wasn't gonna come around and let me see her like that.
Yeah.
That's a good mom. Even though she wasn't good at the moment being there, and but
Like in and out, but like also at the same time, like she knew I was safe and I was gonna have everything I needed and wanted.
yeah.
So, was there a moment in your life when you realized you needed to create your own path and pretty much avoid your parents' struggles?
I mean, I knew from like a really young age that I did not want to follow in the same path or repeat the same patterns. Like I had that fear so instilled in me. Like whenever all of the kids around me started like using like vapes and stuff, I was like, no, no, no. Like I didn't do with it, because I had seen those patterns and I was so scared of. And like my mom had always told me about how like I was predisposed to being an addict because I am a child of it.
Yeah.
So I was always like scared of everything, and I knew from a young age I didn't want to do the same thing, and I wanted to be a lot better, and I wanted to take care of people, like I wanted to live better than what we did. I just wanted to be better. But and I tried that like as soon as I got old enough to like be on my own, like I tried that. Like I had to get out there and do that, and I fell on my ass, like like I struggled with alcoholism and everything. Like I felt like I was at rock bottom, and then my grandpa passed away, and my in the middle of my senior year whenever I was starting my medical assistant class. So I was like, okay, like I really need to get my shit together and like do the right thing.
Yeah.
So that I don't repeat those patterns that I know I don't want to do, and I've known for a long time I don't want to do.
So, what would you say gave you the courage to take that step?
Probably whenever my grandpa passed, because he was such like a steady presence, like it kind of just showed me like how short life really is. Like it was really, really unexpected when he passed. So like it was just kind of like an eye-opening moment. Like, okay, like this is real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got to get it together.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that can keep you stuck in that is losing somebody, being hurt, fearful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fear of rejection. That's another one. That used to be a big one with me, but there's a lot of things that can keep you stuck, but instead you move forward and graduated, did all the things.
Yeah.
Moved out on your own, and you know what I mean? You got a job and you're still working and you're still growing,
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, and that's also like something that I've learned. Like the better path that I've always wanted isn't necessarily like being perfect, having everything, like being cookie cutter, but it's about learning from your mistakes when you make them. Like that better path isn't just perfection, but it's about trying and learning from your mistakes, like doing different things, not just like sitting in it and doing nothing about it and like going over and over and over again with the mistakes.
Yeah, like a revolving door.
Well, that's the irony of life, isn't it? We can never appreciate life if we don't have darkness.
True. It's
you
true.
can't appreciate joy if you've never experienced
You
that.
have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable.
That's it.
I love that saying. Love that saying. And if you're too comfortable, you're not growing.
Oh, no, when they used to tell me, I used to piss me off.
It used to make me mad too until I understood
what does that even mean?
The fuck? It's my life.
Yeah.
Are you going to try to tell me I know me better than anybody?
Yeah.
But you have to. You have if you're too comfortable in your situation or in your position, you're probably not growing. You're going to be
Yeah,
stagnant for too
you're
much
sitting
longer.
very complacent.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? You said it. It
It's empty, bro.
you have to learn how to grow somehow.
Yes.
Even if, and just like Matt said, like you can't. What was that? How'd you say that? That last part? I want to make sure I say it right, so I don't sound crazy.
You can't appreciate the light if you've never experienced
The
darkness.
Yeah. You have to. And I
Mhm.
think everybody experiences
Yeah, that's
darkness somewhere in life.
the way that I lived as a child, like, has given me a whole different, like, aspect and, like, gratitude for, like, so many just, like, simple things, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just having it as hard as I did, like, it made me be, you know, like, more grateful for having it how I do now, you know? Like, it's not like it used to be. And it you can see that a lot more whenever you've been on both sides of it. Like if you've only ever had it, you know, great, picture perfect, you're gonna be like, well, that's how's that suck? I've never done that before, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done whenever
Yeah.
you've been before, like you're able to see it a lot clearer.
So another question I really wanted to ask you, because we deal with it every day, but you growing up on that side of it, did you ever stigmatize other people just like your mother?
Um, I wouldn't say that. I mean, like sometimes, like whenever it came to like my dad and stuff, you know, like I would get frustrated and kind of like stigmatize.
Yeah.
But I never really like just did it, you know, like whenever once again it was projection of an emotion that I didn't know how to handle, you know, like I was mad at my dad because he couldn't get clean, so I was going to stigmatize things, you know, like the projection of that emotion that I didn't know how to handle, talk about, but I didn't just, you know, do it to do it.
Right. Not
I've
intentionally.
always
Yeah.
I've always been like super like empathetic, you know, like you don't know what that person's going through, you know, like you don't I've had poor coping skills myself too, you know, like I struggled with an eating disorder for a long time because I felt like that was the only thing I had control of. That's how I coped. So like I struggled with alcohol. Like I know that, you know, not everybody's gonna cope in the same ways, and it's you can't help it. Like it truly is an illness, addiction.
Yeah.
It's not like we said earlier, like you don't choose it. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna go out and, you know, be a drug addict. Like that sounds cool.
Yeah, or I'm gonna get addicted to like porn or
Yeah.
different things like that. Like you don't choose it. I
Like
feel like it
it's shit.
chooses
You're
you.
like, I'm gonna do this with my life now.
Yeah.
See, like when I was younger, I was the complete opposite of you. So my dad, he was a real bad alcoholic, and I was like, I'm never gonna be like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm just gonna do drugs instead. Like,
But you can truly take it in like so many different ways. Like some people may take it like how I did and be like, okay, like motivation, go hard, grind, do your thing.
Yeah.
But some people may take it as like, oh no, like I'm a victim, poor me, it's affected me so much, it's so debilitating, it's hard to function. And then some people will take it the way that you did. Like it's truly like such a personal experience on how you're gonna take it and, you know, like use it.
Run with it. Use
Yeah.
it as an excuse to turn it in any way that you can to either
Yeah.
use it against the person or other people, like you said, you projected it.
You know, like use it for that victim complex, you know, use it for motivation. Like you can take it different. It's person to person, truly.
And it's scary because like, and I'm sure your mom feels the same way, like, having kids and us being addicts, recovering addicts, like it's really scary to think that our children might grow up to be like us.
Yeah.
I'm like that. Like I try to run away from, like I used to say, I'm never going to be anything that my dad was, or my mom was an alcoholic, but she was a great mom. But I said I was never going to be like them, but I grew up to be exactly like my father. I was the drug addict, alcoholic, on top of other type of addicts shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like it's we always you can't outrun what you're gonna become. Let's just say
Mhm.
that. You're gonna have to, like you said, lessons in life, right? And
Yeah,
learn from them.
definitely like learning from your mistakes is like the biggest thing that like I remind myself, like, okay, because like I'm real quick to beat myself up, like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake, it's the end of the world, you know, like everything's gonna crash down and it's over, everything's over. But also like I have to remind myself, you know, like that you learn from it, like
Yeah.
just like saying earlier, like that better path isn't necessarily perfection, but learning from your mistakes and, you know, like figuring it out.
Yeah. What practices or tools helped you move forward emotionally or mentally?
Gaining my independence was something that helped a lot in the beginning. Like whenever I first moved out on my own, I, you know, stayed single and did my own thing, you know, lived in my own little apartment, you know, had my own little, watched my shows, did my journaling. You know, like I became really independent and okay with being alone. So it kind of made things feel a little bit easier to, you know, control. Like, because you have that independence and nobody can take that from you. And you don't have to depend on anybody else. Like it's you. But also, something that I practiced a lot was drawing closer in my faith. You know, like I started reading scripture more and going to church, praying more, like things like that, because that has helped me with like staying grounded. Like I was always really quick to get like really like anxious and just spiral. I mean, I still do it to this day. Like I'm not innocent, but that's something that has taught me like grounding, you know, techniques, kind of keep myself at bay, and has taught me so much about forgiveness, you know. So independence and drawing closer in faith has helped me so much.
Do you have a go-to verse?
Um, that's really hard.
She said that's really
I know,
hard.
right? There's a lot of different ones for different emotions.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't really like name one. There's so many different ones, but
just reading it helps you in
yeah,
general.
like I like to sit down and like go on Pinterest and, you know, like draw like little different things on like my notepad and like highlight different things and pull different things out of the scripture, you know, and like just that's how I like to do it, because it kind of just, you sit there and you get grounded and, you know, deep breathing, and it's kind of like pulling you out of, you know, what you're going through at that moment.
You're awful, man.
It's like they know when we get on here to
They
talk to
don't do
people.
this until
Yeah. Layla does it too.
Yeah, she
It's driving her crazy right now. She's sitting at my feet.
did we ask her that one? Did you ever feel responsible for helping or protecting your family? I don't think we did.
Not necessarily like protecting, but like growing up, like I always felt really responsible to do everything I could like for my papa, because he did so much for me growing up. Like once I got older and, you know, could do things for him, I kind of felt like it was my time to pay that back to him, you know, and do everything for him, you know. But I wouldn't really say like protect necessarily. My papa was the one that always was kind of like the protector for us.
I bet he was.
Yeah.
So, as far as it came to your parents, do you feel like you ever took on their guilt?
Oh, that's a really good question, because a lot of kids do.
Like took on their guilt in like what way? Like maybe rephrase.
Like they do the things they do because of me. Or maybe if I did this different, then you know what I mean?
They wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I kind of wondered that, you know, like I said earlier, like if we would like get in an argument or something and she'd be frustrated and, you know, like leave, just to, you know, like drive and be alone for a second, you know, because her kid's being a crybaby. But like I would kind of some at times be like, okay, like it's my fault. Like she's gonna go get high and it's my fault. Like it's because of me because I stressed her out, or you know, like so. And sometimes I did kind of take that guilt on in a way, but it wasn't like a all the time necessarily. You know,
Yeah.
it was more confusion out of anything. Why? Like why is it happening? What caused it? You know, but I was younger and I didn't really, you know, understand the things that my mom had been through.
Yeah.
You know,
Do
I
you
just
ever ask yourself, like, why am I not enough for her not to do drugs?
yeah, I wondered that a lot. Like I remember there would be times that, you know, like she would be locked up in county jail or whatever, you know, and I slept with like one of her t-shirts on my pillow and I would just cry and like why does my mom not want to be home with me? You know, like
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely had moments like that.
Yeah. I would say, because I, I grew up without my dad, you know what I mean? He
Mhm.
wasn't like a big impactful person in my life. But I always wondered why, like, he never wanted anything to do with me or
Yeah,
why
like
he
your
wasn't
kid did.
there. Yeah. So, and I wonder that about my kids too. So, like, wonder why they're like, well, why aren't we enough now that she's
Yeah.
sober? Or, I don't think they truly understand that it's not that I don't want them here, but I wonder if they still ask themselves, like, if they still think things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a, it's hard.
But how
It's
old are
hard.
your kids right now?
So I have two that's grown. Jeremiah, he's 25. Jeremiah, if you're watching, don't come from me. um,
25, 26,
yeah, he was born in 99.
99.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but then they go, my autistic son is 11, then Damien's 10, Bella just turned 9, and then Gabe is 7.
So they're like all like whenever like I was those ages, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was still, you know, like trying to kind of like understand like the okay, like all that happened before, but now it's different and things are better, but I got to see that consistency, you
Yeah.
know? So like I guess like my advice to you like would for coming from like a child, you know, like in that position before, like as they get older, like and they see that consistency, like more of that clarity is gonna like come, and that's not really gonna like for me personally, it's not really like a question in my head.
Okay. Well,
But whenever I was
I like,
younger, I did, you know, feel that way.
yeah.
But
I,
also growing and healing can do so much for a person.
my biggest fear with them is that, like, they're gonna not toward me, but they're gonna grow resentments toward the other side of it because
Yeah.
my situation is just maybe just a tad bit different.
Yeah.
Um, because my sister, she doesn't want to give them back because she has the bond with them, blah 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 blah. And I'm not mocking her in any way, shape, or form. I'm very, very grateful for her.
Hmm.
But I just don't want that like to be like turned back around when I do, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's going to. That's
Yeah.
why I asked that question. Like, there's got to be days that they look and be like, because they say it all the time, like, why can't we just live? Why can't we just live? Or why, but in my mind, I'm like, are they asking themselves, like, why aren't we enough for her?
Yeah.
Is she fighting for us? You know what I mean? Like,
But also it was a lot different for me in a way because I never lived with my dad. Like I always lived at my papa's and that was my mom's dad's.
yeah.
So, you know, like it was, you know, like in and out. So it was kind of different for me in a way too.
Was there
Because
ever times that you wanted to go live with your mom once you had her in place before you went and lived with your mom?
yeah, whenever how old was I when you had your yeah. So between like 1 and 3, she had an apartment, and I would go up there and stay. but I always wanted to go back to my papaw.
Mm.
I was super attached to my papaw, and
Aw.
he was super attached to me, and he would come up there, and I used to always like going to Walmart, and he'd like real loudly say, "Well, I'm gonna go to Walmart."
Yeah.
So of course I wanted to go to Walmart because I knew I was gonna get a boy.
Yeah.
So I
Like my kids want to go to Walmart.
attached to me. So like I would, want to like go stay with my mom, and like whenever my mom's in treatment, like I would go spend the weekends with her, whenever she had her own like places, I would go and like stay weekends and things like that. But I always wanted to go home and be with my papa again. I would get really like homesick.
So, at what age did you start living with your grandfather?
Um about 3, my mom said.
And then you moved back in with your mom at what age?
Um
So we were juniors, probably 16,
Yeah.
17.
yeah, I was probably 16. I had just got my braces off, so yeah, I was probably 16 whenever I moved into my mom's. Yeah.
There's a big attachment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get
But
it.
after that, I would still go to my papa's every day. I
Yeah.
always felt bad. Like I would always be like, "Oh, I need to go back to papa's. I haven't been down there." I always felt bad. So I always wanted to go home, and I would spend almost every weekend there with him, like just staying the night with him because I felt bad because I did spend every day with him before, and he
Yeah.
didn't. Nobody really came to see him. So I would feel bad if I wasn't down there. So I would always go down there after school and, be with him or have him come pick me up from school. He'd pick me up from school a lot. Or even if I didn't come down there, he would come up to our house, and see me. Like he'd go by and say he was going to town or something to come in and see me. So even like after I started living with my mom full time, like I was still at my papa's a lot until he passed away.
Yeah. It's most kids growing up in this situation, that situation don't have, family members that'll step in, like my sister
Yeah.
or your papa. You know, what type of advice would you give to someone in a similar situation with of a parent with addiction?
Give yourself grace and allow yourself to feel and process your emotions because they are valid and your emotions are really like big problems and you can't just like avoid them and stuff them away. Like you need to actually like feel it and process through it, because it feels so much better to do that and then to be able to move on to the phase of like forgiving. Like it feels like a whole new like beginning. Okay, like you've had it so many bad things happen to you for so long, but you're able to see the light and kind of like move forward, but just be graceful with yourself, allow yourself to feel and process those emotions, and like I said earlier, like the having a better life doesn't necessarily mean like perfection, but just learning from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And you write your own book.
Mm-hmm.
And you pave your own road. I used to say that a lot when I would do groups. Like, you're the one who paves your own road, and you're the one that it puts the brick. If it's a brick road, if you want to make your your road brick, you're the one laying that brick. It depends on how messy you make it along the way. Is what's what I mean. Is the thing whether it's going to be good. You can make it messy and it can still be beautiful, or you can make it messy and it just be nasty. You know?
What you have gone through may suck really bad, but it's personally, I like to use it as motivation. Like, okay, I've been through that, but I'm going to come out on my 2 feet and do better.
Yeah. You'd be a great mentor with people and, kids growing up like in your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted you to know that. Because you know what I mean? You have some really great advice and you've really lived it and you felt it. And you know what I mean? And your story could help so many people. So many kids going through the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I work in treatment. Like I like to, and even like now that I don't work at Brightview, like I work in a men's program still. It's an IOP program, so like I'm still working every day, and so like it's just I've always liked to help people who are kind of going through the same thing because I remember like whenever like my mom was in treatment and stuff, like I was just always like so like was always such a big concern in my head. Like, are they taking good care of her? Like where she's at, you know? Like, do her counselors do their job? Like, you know, like is
working on herself, you know? Yeah, I get it. Is she eating right? Does she have a good pillow? Probably
yeah.
not a good
So
pillow.
like I've always wanted to like work in treatment because you know I want to make sure that I can take care of people's, you know, like children who's kind of going through the same thing as me, take care of their people. Like I like to be there for them, you know, and like
Yeah.
they also appreciate it too because I've seen it, you know, kind of firsthand, so it's a little bit easier for them to relate with me as well.
Maybe it's something to think about though, being like a mentor. What would that be? Like a youth mentor? Yeah. You'd be great at it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Because you got great experience. You've been there. You know what I mean? You could be a peer support for the younger generation that's growing up and, you know, going through the same thing that you went through. You know, we make bad decisions, right? Doesn't make us bad people. We just make really, really piss poor decisions that, you know, usually lead us in handcuffs. Or, you know, most people, God rest their souls, most of them don't even make it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, here we are still fighting, and we just need to, you know, keep spreading what we're doing right now to people, and hopefully, like, they can get that little glimpse of hope, like from you, from us, from your mom, you know, from his family who came on and was talking about their side of it, because it's hard, you know, for us as addicts to go through what we're going through, but we'd never really truly think about your guys' side of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I really wanted to talk to you about it, because we know that you went through hell. We know that, you know, you seen your mom overdose. We know that you had your own personal issues growing up because you were without your mom, you were without your dad, and both your parents were in active addiction. And to see you come out on this side of it and still struggling, but still sitting where you are today and not going down that path is an amazing thing. So just know that you're an inspiration to many, you know. You inspired me when we worked together.
Yeah.
You don't see many people go as far as they do, as far as you have. So just keep being you. You know what I mean? Keep fighting for what you believe in, even if you fall on your ass. Keep picking that little ass back up and moving forward.
Yeah,
And
that's
keep
what you
doing
can
what
do.
you're doing. You know, I'm so proud of you. You're an amazing young lady. You have an amazing mom. You know what I mean? I love your mom to death. I love you to death, you know, and just don't ever let any of it define who you want to be in the future.
Yeah.
And just keep being beautiful.
Thank
You know
you.
what I mean? You're welcome.
I
You're
love
welcome.
you.
Anything you want to add? All right. As someone listening, if there's somebody listening right now who may be supporting a loved one in recovery, what is one of the key takeaways you would give them from this segment today? What would you say to them?
That's a good question.
Yeah, she says a good one.
I don't really know how to like word it.
It's okay.
I mean, like, just like keep trying.
Don't give up.
Yeah, keep trying for sure.
Reach out. Connection is important.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't have that support. We need to figure out some things that we can put, like the hotlines on here.
Yeah.
I can post and put those on here for people that, you know, who need that support.
Yeah.
Maybe I can put like a chat too. I think I have one, but I don't know if it's connected to this. But maybe we can start like a chat, you know, and people can reach out if they need that too.
I remember talking to this old guy in jail. Yeah, and at this time I'm still sick-minded, so I'm like, nobody understands what I'm going through, blah blah blah. And he was like, He said we're never alone unless we make ourselves be.
Oh,
Mhm.
so true.
Yeah, and it's like I said earlier, like those walls that you build up, like you have to let people in, and it's okay to need help, and it's okay to let people in.
It's okay to not be okay,
Yeah.
but not okay to stay that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay to fall. It's how you get back up. That's what's important. Or if you choose to stay there, like most of us do for a long time,
Yes.
way too long, and but it's how you get back up, and is what defines you.
Yeah.
And don't just don't give up. It's about the gist of it. Keep fighting, stand for what you believe in, and allow yourself to be vulnerable, like you said.
Don't let what you've been through define you.
That's good too.
Like that does not define your worth or your family's worth. Like,
And other people's choices absolutely do not define you.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Know your worth, self-love,
Independent.
independent. Yeah. You got one? He says no. Right now I ain't got nothing. Nothing.
No, I'm just on this irony shit.
You're what?
Irony.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because we can never appreciate success if we don't fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without my failures, I wouldn't be who I am.
Same.
Yep.
Same. And we still fail
Got a
sometimes.
lot. I got a lot.
Got a lot. He got a lot. Well, we appreciate you, Rye.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us and talking about, how you got through it, your coping skills, and where you are today. Like I said, keep being beautiful. Maybe think about helping them youth a little bit, maybe in future. Because I promise you, there's somebody out there that could use your wisdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish I had your wisdom at 20. Save myself a lot of misery.
Me too. I always said that I wish I had 20 of me when I needed 20 of me, right?
Yeah.
But now I'm like, now I wish I had 20 of Rye when I needed 20 of Rye. You know what I mean? It's hard, we shut people out. We don't want help. We run from things that we know that's going to help us, and even people that we know that's going to help us, because that way we can stay sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's what you know, and it's easier to just stay there.
Yeah, you stay sick. We run from it, and the whole time we're on that path, we're just sick.
Yeah.
And we see somebody who is going to actually help us, we're going to run. We're going to stay sick. We're going to keep running and stay sick. But just you made it, right? You made it, and you're here today, 20 years old. You have your job. You're mending relationships with your mom. You're doing all the things, and all I can say is I'm super proud of you, because at 20, I'm at a bar drinking, dancing on a freaking pool table. You know what I mean? Doing cocaine in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was what I was doing.
I remember 20.
I remember 20, and it was, and I don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
No, but I do want to tell you thank you, and I appreciate you. Like, I love hearing that perspective from the other side, because for me personally, internally, it helps me grow and keep hope that I can continue to build a relationship I've started with my daughter. And forgiveness, not only hope that she forgives me, but it helps me forgive myself.
Ooh, that's where it starts.
Yeah. For sure.
For sure. Sure. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to read it?
What?
Here's some of our reminder quotes for our listeners. Healing and understanding are possible, even when the path feels impossible. Every small step forward counts. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hope can grow in the darkest places.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because that's true.
Even small steps toward clarity and peace are victories. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Your story isn't over. The next chapter is yours to write.
I like that one.
Strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising each time you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? Growth isn't linear, but every step forward matters.
What the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
Linear growth isn't linear. That means like
It's okay, it's not a straight line. I got you.
all the time, but like every step forward, like
There
still
you go. Yeah. So, he said, what the fuck does that mean? His face on the screen, I was like,
A for effort.
yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. So we appreciate you.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
for coming
guys.
on. I love your whole face.
I love your face.
Don't end it with this one saying, what the fuck does that mean?
It's just in there. It came out.
I know. Face
Normally,
was like,
normally I'm pretty good about that post-payment responding, but
you didn't post for shit.
no, I didn't even think about it. I just start fucking sent it.
Yeah, no censorship.
That was great. All right. So it says for your, what's it say? If you take anything away from this segment, remember this: the struggles are inherited, don't define your future. Healing, understanding, and creating your own path is possible. We're so grateful that to be able.
I thought you were in it. I thought you were in it to win it.
He's not with it. You can't listen.
Oh,
Good thing this isn't like. This is a great show. We got a great thing going on here. We appreciate the shit out of you. I love your whole face, your whole life, and thank you for coming on and sharing your story. It
you
was
are the
powerful.
shit.
You are the shit.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
Love you. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Thank you. Join us next week. We do not know who we have coming on.
We ain't doing Wednesday. Man, we need some consistency.
It needs some consistency.
It was Monday and Wednesdays, and now it's all over the place. Growth isn't linear, though.
It is.
Great. Good night, Kimmy.
We'll get. Hey, listen. Well, we'll get it together. Once I get this house together, I'll get my life together. It's fine. It's fine.
You gotta finish your move first.
Yeah, we're gonna we'll be back next Monday, possibly Wednesday. We don't know yet. I'll let you guys know tomorrow.
Maybe a pop-up. Don't know.
Maybe a pop-up. Ask us anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Whatever. I'll be there.
I appreciate you. Have a good night. Bye, Ellen. Bye. What's his name?
Ben.
Bye, Ben.
Oh shit.
Bye, Ben.
Bye.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you. She's like, bye.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Have a good night.